how to structure dialogue in a story. So now we've looked at what dialogue is and what it does, let's talk about how to actually set it out on the page. There are some stylistic conventions for writing dialogue, and while you don't have to follow them, especially if you're writing literary fiction or experimenting with voice and form, it's always good to know the rules before you decide to break them. Let's start with quotation marks, also called inverted commas. In the UK, it's more common to use single inverted commas, not double, but both are acceptable. It's a personal choice. So you'd write, if you're including an attribution, telling us who said it, put a comma after the speech. And before the closing inverted comma, if you want to start with the attribution, the comma comes after the dialogue tag. Now, what about punctuation? The full stop goes inside the second inverted comma because it's part of the spoken sentence. So, all the direct speech stays inside the quotation marks. If the dialogue is interrupted mid-sentence, you can set it out like this. Or you can split it into two. Again, all the speech stays within the inverted commas. Now, what if someone breaks off in the middle of talking? Here's how you handle interrupted speech. Notice the dash outside the quotes? That shows the interruption, but all the spoken words stay inside those single inverted commas. If the dialogue ends in a question, the question mark replaces the comma or the full stop, like this. Same goes for an exclamation mark. Punctuation marks like these go inside the inverted commas because they're part of what's being said. Now, let's talk about dialogue tags. These are the little bits like he said or she asked that shows who's speaking. And here's an important rule. Dialogue tags are lowercase, not capitalized. So, good, but no, that's wrong. If you've ended your dialogue with a full stop, you don't follow it with a new sentence, just to tag the speaker. You don't need to use a dialogue tag after every single line. Let's look at an example. As long as your reader knows who's speaking and when, you don't need to keep repeating, said Emma, said Peter, she mentioned, he explained. It gets clunky fast. That kind of repetition just reminds readers there's a writer behind the curtain, pulling the strings. What you really want is for the dialogue to feel natural, like people are just talking. Unless there's a really good reason to do otherwise, keep your tags simple. That sort of thing. That way, when you do need to say described, explained, or muttered, those words have impact. They draw attention when it's needed. But the most effective written dialogue, it's the kind where what the characters are saying speaks for itself. So, there you go. That's how to structure dialogue in a story. Clean, clear, and effective. Master the conventions, and you'll have full control over your characters' conversations. If this was helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more writing tips, and drop a comment below with your favourite piece of dialogue from your own writing. Thanks for watching and happy writing.